Hey guys, you're watching Porting with Dot, and today we're back with another F150 Lightning video. In 2019, Ford generated a huge amount of press when they announced that they were going to produce the first mass-market electric vehicle, a crossover SUV. And when they announced that the electric SUV was going to be called a Mustang, the amount of interest, confusion, and shock all over the world became hysterical. Ford using the fabled Mustang name on its first electric SUV, the Mustang Mach-E resulted in a lot of raised eyebrows. It's like naming your German Shepherd the Poodle, it's that contradictory. Many people were asking how could Ford use such a history-rich nameplate on a new car that has nothing to do with the roots of a Mustang? And I have to admit, I was one of those folks in the beginning as well. I've never been an SUV type of person to begin with. I like cars that look low and prefer them because they handle better and are more aerodynamically efficient. When news came out that Ford was making an electric SUV called the Mustang, my skepticism went into overdrive and I felt a huge amount of disinterest. I thought calling a SUV the Mustang is purely a marketing exercise to attract press, nothing more, and I'm not exactly wrong. Fast forward 2 years, the Mustang Mach-E has been a tremendous sales success. Car reviewers generally have positive things to say about it because it accomplishes what it sets out to do, which is to be a good family vehicle. It's a relatively affordable family SUV that pretty much guarantees sales success. And Ford can't seem to produce the Mustang Mach-E quickly enough to even get close to satisfying demand, resulting in most, if not all, Mach-Es selling for well over MSRP. At least as I'm making this video. Well then, looks like the marketing gamble paid off. The Mustang Mach-E is a name that's here to stay. During May of 2021, Ford announced that they would make an electric F-150 and they were going to call it the Lightning. Great, that sounds like a perfectly suitable and appropriate name for an EV, but not so fast. Did you know that the Lightning name was actually used to signify a special sporty variant of the F-150? Ford actually did just do the same thing of what they did for the Mustang Mach-E. They took an old moniker with rich heritage that's not being used anymore on a brand new product that couldn't be further away from the original name. Now, for those of you not familiar with the original Lightning, it was actually called the Ford F-150 SVT Lightning. The SVT stands for Special Vehicle Team Division. The SVT Lightning was only produced from 2 generations. The first gen was produced from 1993 to 1995, assembled at Ford's truck plant in Michigan. It was extremely successful with more than 10,000 units of the first generation Lightning produced. Built on the 9th generation F-Series platform, the first F-150 Lightning had a 5.8-liter Windsor V8 producing a naturally aspirated 240 horsepower and 240 pounds-feet of torque compared to 205 horsepower and 325 pounds-feet of torque from non-Lightning F-150s. It ran a 0 to 60 7.6 seconds and completed the quarter mile in 15.6 seconds. Back in the 90s, those times were not just fast for a truck, they were fast even for dedicated sports cars. Later in 1997, Ford debuted its next generation F-Series pickup truck, the 10th gen, which as many of you may still remember was a huge improvement over the 9th gen, while looking much more modern than the aging 9th gen design. It only took 2 years later for Ford to debut the new SVT Lightning in 1999, which really blew the world away. This was a monster that was powered by an E10 Gen 4 supercharged, liquid-to-air intercooled, 5.4-liter V8 engine with a forged steel crankshaft and a forged steel piston that produced a shocking 360 horsepower and 440 pounds-feet of torque. Those numbers were even beyond some Ferraris produced in that period with a powertrain that was a quantum leap compared to the previous SVT Lightning from 1993 to 1995. And if that wasn't enough for you, in 2001, Ford increased the power to a frankly outrageous, at that time, 380 horsepower and 450 pounds-feet of torque, upgrading the intercooler, increasing the airflow, and redesigning the lower intake manifold. Rumor has it that this engine was also used in the redesigned Ford GT built from 2004 to 2006. So there you have it, a little piece of heritage and history of the Lightning moniker. The next time you check out the new F150 Lightning EV, hopefully you'll just have a bit more appreciation of what just the F150 Lightning brand meant to the car and truck enthusiasts around the world, and where the origins of the Lightning brand came from. What do you guys think about the F150 in general? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date with the newest and trending EVs. See you guys soon!